took him home. He washed him, dried him carefully, and gave him food. The cute guy wouldn't trust at first, but then relaxed and ate with appetite. Let's hope he would forget all his troubles. The young elephant got in a deep hole and couldn't get out of his trap. The rescue team had to use the excavator to make the hole wider and let the animal go up. The elephant was struggling for his life, making attempts to get out every time the excavator stopped working. The people were really afraid to hurt the poor creature. At last, they succeeded. Knowing that elephants can be aggressive, the people ran away, but the elephant tried to escape in the opposite direction. Nearly 150 suffering dogs were found in a big abandoned property in Dixie County, Florida. Scattered across a 5-acre territory, the dogs were in terrible condition. All of them had serious health problems. Many of the poor creatures had no access to food and water for a rather long time. The miserable dogs were so happy to see vets and were eager to come with them. They were all brought to a temporary shelter where they received emergency veterinary care. Chandu's Learning Channel teaches people different interesting things, but this time, the owner of the channel saved a little creature's life. He found a little Ashiprinia bird in his backyard. She obviously fell from a tree and was rather disoriented, but firmly held the tree stick. The family made a nest for her and put her there for having some rest. The people gave the bird some water and removed sticks from her feathers and tail. It was so small that people were really afraid to do any harm. But when the bird was clean, it suddenly flew up in the tree. The accident ended luckily. The little fox cub lost his mom and could be starving without people's help. The rescuers from Wildlife Aid rushed to the place. It was hidden by Mom under the wooden house and was difficult to find. At last, the beautiful thing was found. It was a little girl, which now had all the chances to live a happy, foxy life. The rescuer put a camera near the wooden house in case there were more fox cubs near it. If they were, the specialists from Wildlife Aid would come back for them. Now they are in the center with all the necessary love and medical care. This young lady was out for a horse ride walk when she saw something strange on the side of the road. On coming closer, she realized it's a turtle. It was a kind of water turtle, and no one knew how it got in the place far from the water. The woman took the creature and brought it to the little pond which was on their way. Here is one more venomous snake that was found in the people's house. It was hiding in the place where people kept their food storage. There were a lot of different kitchen stuff, and it prevented the specialist from working. But he managed to pull the cobra with a hook and took it out by its tail. The snake was really nervous and attacked the rescuer. He took it, keeping her head away with the help of the hook. Putting the cobra in a plastic bottle, the man brought it to the wild and set it free. A man from Kitten is Alive in North Africa project found a kitten on his way to the shop. In the streets, there are a lot of cats with kittens. Sometimes they're abandoned or lost from their mothers, as this boy was. He was in a very dirty place and was obviously starving. The scared creature hid in the big tube from his rescuer, and the man tried to attract him with food. The little boy came to have some food, and the man managed to take him out. The rescuer took him home. There, the kitten ate and played with pups and cats living in that place too. The rescuer from Love Animals channel found a pup stuck in a plastic tube. He didn't know how long the poor pup had been there, so he hurried to help. He took the tube and tried to break it to set the dog free. At last, it worked. The man checked the dog, but it luckily didn't have any injuries. He brought him home, washed him, and gave him some food. The pup would be okay for sure. This is the end of my list. I hope the stories really touched you. Don't forget to support the people who helps animals with your likes, subscriptions, and donations. And if you want to get a bit of positive emotion after such sad videos, go to Animal Like People channel and watch amusing cat and dog compilations. See you! Hi there. Did you ever think that we are closely connected to the creatures that live near? We really are. Pets that live in our homes, stray animals in the cities and towns, animals that are in the wild, we are all part of one big world, and we have to take care of those who can't do it by themselves. Meet 15 heroes that do their best to help animals in trouble. Canopy Cat Rescue Center specialized in rescuing cats that got stuck in the trees. This time, the rescuer rushed at night to help 2 kitties. The first one's name was Hiccup, and he got stuck high in the tree and couldn't get down. It was rather a challenge to climb a high tree in the dark. Hiccup was too scared and didn't want to help the man. The problem was that the little creature got on the top where the rescuer couldn't get to. He had to risk his life to approach the poor cat. The frightened creature was struggling, but the man put him in the bag and they went down at last. The second victim of love for height was Edgar. Luckily, he was friendlier, and the rescuer could take him down easier. The mission of that day ended successfully. Nashik Forest Department in India got a call about a striped hyena which had got stuck in the well. Forest officers hurried to the place as every minute counted. The well was very deep, and the rescuers lowered down a special trap to let the creature get out. The hyena turned out to be rather smart and understood quickly that the people wanted to help. The animal didn't behave aggressively, letting people do their work. After the rescue operation, the forest officers brought the hyena to the wild and set it free. The woman from DAR Animal Rescue Project saw a post on Facebook about an abandoned puppy wet from the rain left near the village road. When the woman got to the place, she found an extremely unhappy little creature. Her condition was awful. The woman took her to the hospital. The vets found out that it was a female, about 2 months old. She had a lot of troubles: diarrhea, low heartbeat, fever, pus inside the eyes. Her body was full of fleas and ticks too. The doctor said that she had to stay in the hospital for a rather long time, but she was lucky to be found. Here's one more case of a dog found in the street. The animal was in such terrible condition that even specialists from Mike Brown Project that had seen a lot couldn't believe their eyes. This creature had lost all her fur because of awful skin illness caused by mites. Blood tests showed severe anemia and kidney problems. On coming to the hospital, the poor pup started taking oral medication and skin procedures, but her recovery took very long. This time, the rescuer from Mega Baddie Project in Australia saved the life of an adult female gray-headed flying fox. She was noticed on the side of a road, trying, without success, to climb a street tree. Some people covered her with a box to protect from predators. The flying fox was very quiet and looked disoriented. The woman checked her body and wings, and they seemed to be okay. Nobody knew what had happened to this poor thing. She'd been recovering for several days and couldn't hang well for some time. But she survived, luckily. The Arizona Wildlife Support rescued a baby owl. They found a bunch of owlets in the plastic basket that were waiting for their mom. One of them, the smallest one, got stuck in the plastic grating. He was too little for his age. The rescuers supposed he didn't have access to food for a rather long time. It was difficult to set the baby free without hurting him, but the people did really try. When the rescue operation was over, the specialists took the little one to her place. In nature, only the strongest owlets survive because they constantly have to struggle for food with their siblings. This guy didn't have any chances if he stayed in the nest. A poor little abandoned kitten got stuck in the sewer and couldn't get out. The man from Animal Justice League of America AC found the tiny wet creature and